realize all of your civil rights actors was part of the Black Boulé? Rosa Parks was in a sorority, bro. Huey P. Newton was Sigma Pi Phi. Martin Luther King was Boulé, bro.
March with the people. They lecture the people. They tell you to behave while standing next to your oppressor. These aren't leaders. They're managers, gatekeepers of the plantation, in suits and degrees. Malcolm was clear. All skin folk ain't kinfolk. And some of them were placed here to stop the revolution.
That's the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us.
We have to first examine the background of Kobe Bryant, beginning with a really unknown secret society to a lot of Americans called the Boulé Secret Society. Now, to your listeners, the Boulé Secret Society is a Black Skulls and Bones organization.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at you.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all pay. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, this is money coming. It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just
Civil rights actors was part of the Black Boulé. Rosa Parks was in a sorority, bro. Huey P. Newton was Sigma Pi Phi. Martin Luther King was Boulé, bro. Marcus Garvey was Boulé, bro. Break it down. And the ones that wasn't Boulé got killed faster. But it just goes, why am I saying this? Because they gave us all of our righteous civil rights leaders, everybody who was fighting against the system, they gave them to us. W.E. Du Bois, Booker T. Washington ass niggas gave us the blueprint, a false blueprint. That's why I said they selling us fake programs, bro. Y'all gotta really listen to my music, what I be saying, bro. A lot of people think I just be putting words together because you at a lower vibration. You can't understand my word jumbo. But why would they give us a whole whitewash history and make us be mad at white people, bro? Oh, the white man. Because it gets you looking this way the whole time while they could be right next to you. Yeah, the white man, yeah. Why we taking everything, bro? It's about families and last names, bro. That's what the Matrix is about, bro. This shit is crazy.
Boulé is formed by the Greek. This is the reason why Jesse ain't done nothing. Al ain't done nothing. These are 33rd degree Freemasons. How they gonna do something when they are in position to manage you? It's the Black Greek fraternities, and these that was formed in Howard University, and a lot of those famous black universities. It's also part of the Prince Hall Masons and the Elks. These are the secret societies in the hood that you don't even know that they here. And let me bless you for real. The real power of this is in the church. See, a lot of these preachers are in these secret societies, and that's why they can't preach anything. Their job is not to enlighten you. Their job is to house you. It is to pacify you. It is to give you a good feeling about your suffering, but never cause you to say there is a reason behind this. These are your councilmen and your aldermen and people in
Who have lifted them up, Howard.
Paul, you conservatives make a mistake. You can't afford to strangle hope in people. Without hope, people become dangerous.
No, Howard, you liberals have let them invade our society. You give them jobs, political jobs.
Paul, you missed the point. It's only the smart ones we move up.
That makes it even worse.
No, we have to move them up. If we leave a smart one in the ghetto, he might develop into a leader against us. But if we raise him up into white society, we neutralize him. He feels compelled to try to act like us. He loses his identity and his racial anger, if he has any. He becomes alien to his brothers. They realize he sold them out and they grow to hate him. He becomes worthless to them and safe for us. No, thank you. In fact, in his love for the creature comforts, except for his color, he's become one.
They never told, then blamed the culture. Malcolm,
You know what? That whole moment, the one thing that I tell people about is you.
We did the Oscars so black that they almost came and took the Oscar away. And we were actually partying too hard before we got nominated.
Right.
But no, before we got to the Oscars. Because we was like, oh man, we ain't gonna win it. Why don't we just,
turn up?
We just turn up.
Yeah.
Hi, Jamie, it's Oprah. I was like, nah, get out of here. Oh, you can't. Because everything was so surreal at that time. And you said, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, I don't want you to blow this. And I was basically out there wilding and having a good time. And I was like, what do you mean? She said, I just want to make sure that you do the right thing.
And I get a call from a lady. And she says, hi, Jamie, this is Oprah. And I was like, who? It's Oprah, Jamie Foxx.
You, Toby, and I's fit.
They'll take it away from me.
I've been scratching and scrambling most of my days to get where I got.
I go in that party, and I tell people all the time, I said, there were actors and actresses from back in the day, and it was sort of like almost knighting me and saying,
So I go in, he says, I want you to meet some people. And in there were all of these older actors from like the 60s and the 70s.
That's
who
dope.
had just donned, looked like they had just gotten suits for that night. And
Right.
Shook my
Well, it's not your game. You didn't make the rules, so everything comes hard. And as long as you're signed to a contract, you're going to take a minority share of the winnings. A select few of us will do well. The majority will not. So as a people, we'll be considered a minority. But stop. Let's take a moment and look at yourselves. There's nothing minor about you. You are a blessed people. You're the most talented on earth, and you are still grateful. That is why upon winning in their game, you always thank God. Tonight I would like to ask one favor of you. Imagine what we'll all be like in our own game. Peace, love for one another.
The boule is formed by the Greek. This is the reason why Jesse ain't done nothing. Al ain't done nothing. These are 33rd degree Freemasons. How they gonna do something when they are in position to manage you? It's the Black Greek fraternities, and these that was formed in Howard University, and a lot of those famous black universities. It's also part of the Prince Hall Masons and the Elks. These are the secret societies in the hood that you don't even know that they here. And let me bless you for real. The real power of this is in the church. See, a lot of these preachers are in these secret societies, and that's why they can't preach anything. Their job is not to enlighten you. Their job is to house you. It is to pacify you. It is to give you a good feeling about your suffering, but never cause you to say there is a reason behind this. These are your councilmen and your aldermen.
Here's the thing that people need to understand when it comes to the fall of black people in the industry right now. When it comes to the ditties and when it comes to how everybody is talking about all the dirt of Jay-Z and Beyonce and so on and so forth when it comes to all of these celebrities, you know what I'm saying? If you know what the Black Boule is, okay, so the Black Boule is a black secret society that was created in Philadelphia, right? Mind you, I believe this was created during a time period when Marcus Garvey was trying to literally get black folks to go back to Africa. If you don't know who Marcus Garvey is a Jamaican man, civil rights leader, revolutionary ass man, literally would have changed the world if black people didn't go against their own black people all the fucking time, you know? Either or, this man's plan was to take black people from the islands, from America, and try to go back to Africa, Liberia specifically. You know what I'm saying? LIB, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why all the other Africans hate us, to be honest. We're revolutionary. But that's for another time and another day. You know what I'm saying? Either or, that was Marcus Garvey's plan. I don't know if this was during the time period or when the Black Boule was already established, but either or, one of the Black Boule leaders basically worked super hard to stop Marcus Garvey and his plan. And guess where this man laid his head to rest at? Right? The man who went against Marcus Garvey for not doing this entire thing, this whole black movement. He rests his head, his graveyard is in Ghana, right? Either or, when it comes to this Black Boulé thing, the Black Boulé was set up for black secret societies. And when it comes to the whole thing, it's literally a branch off of the white secret societies. I don't know if I can say that on TikTok or not, or whatever the case may be. TikTok be acting, social media be acting weird towards white people. You know what I'm saying? But let us say black people all the time when it comes to social media. I don't get it. Either or. When it comes to the black, so they were like a counterpart. It was like the white secret society, and then we got black secret society. The black secret society was only created to do almost as if when it came to slave days, and we had the mulatto people controlling the slaves instead of the slave owners controlling the slaves. That's what the Black Boulé was created for, right? So now, years and years and years later, we got the Jay-Z's, the Diddy's, all of these people. So that when you even do your research, literally a good 90 to 95% of celebrities are a part of Mega Psi. They went to college and was a part of those Soros. You know what I'm saying? Sorority groups. And there's nothing, I'm not saying nothing wrong against those groups, because I don't think all those groups are bad. But how those groups started, the history of those groups has everything to do with the secret society. So a lot of people are initiated through colleges or through their family members, the secret societies, through these things. Either or, when it comes to people like Diddy and the fall of all these black artists or entertainers going down. But we see like people like Quincy Jones leave and all that other stuff, or whatever the case may be. It's all connected in one. The reason why we're always going to take the fall is because we signed up for it. So it doesn't matter how we are viewed in the industry as a race. We signed up to fall first. We signed up to take the heat first. So when you sit there and you think of how racist the world is and how colorist the world is, specifically how America is, because America is programmed off of this. We don't realize how much racism and colorism and being prejudiced actually makes money in this country. So when it comes to those things, it's all connected in one. And we signed up to take the heat. It's just that simple. So we're always going to look bad first. The reason why, and this is another thing too, not every black person in the industry is going to look bad first. Because it's kind of sucks that Diddy's going down the way he is, but they ain't about to pull up Oprah. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like everybody has like their different ranks and stuff and all of this, or whatever the case may be. They said that everybody believes that Jamie Foxx is the reason why all of this set off. And that's what I'm saying about taking the heat yet again. No, it's not Jamie Foxx. Diddy went against the grain and tried to sue a liquor company that was 10 times bigger than him. And when it comes to certain people on certain levels who own certain corporations, they don't even want to get sued. Because at the end of the day, when you get sued, these records become public. They don't even want to go through that. So everybody believes it's Jamie Foxx, which a huge part of it is, but it actually isn't, because people have already have been reporting on Diddy for years about what he's doing. Diddy tried to go against the grain off of something he already signed up for. And you can't do that. Rules are rules, especially in an establishment like that. So a lot of us are getting lost with, oh, the black man, and oh, how we look. We signed up for the shit. We signed up for it. I ain't signed up for it. But black entertainers signed up for this. We're always going to take the fall first because it's actually in the contract. It's a part of the boule. It's a part of this whole thing. It's a part of it. To be honest, when you sit there and you think about these things and you see how we're all butthurt about Mike Tyson losing, what do you think that was about? And to be honest, if we want to be realistic, both of those men look like they didn't want to do the fight at all. So we have to know as a part of the secret society. the black man can't beat up because he signed up to not be up. It's just that simple. It's never going to happen. I'm sorry, guys. Do it in a different country, but you're not doing it here. And that's what I want people to understand.
The meeting that goes on in Atlanta every year, and the big time dignitaries, college presidents, corporate CEOs, all of the great people that you would think of that has made it in this society that's exclusive, that the ones that the government approved, the ones that you see on all these TV shows and different things like that. She said there's bank presidents, any kind of top-notch Negro, they say that these people, they fly into Atlanta, men, and they have this great day in Atlanta every weekend, every year, a great day annually, and they fly in and they fuck each other. You see, so this thing is going even beyond the boule. It's although a lot of these members and a lot of this stuff was chartered by the boule, there's all these people and they go in and they fuck each other. These great so-called powerful black men. And so we're talking about an elite society, not just even in the secret society of the boule, but your political society.
Are you talking about the gay boule or the gay black political scene?
We talk about the gay boule, okay, which would be the catalyst. The gay black political scene. You see what I'm saying? Whereas some of your congressmen is gay, like John Lewis. You know, he's there. He's always pleading our case, always hugging up white people. He's gay. You see what I'm saying? So we got these types of things that's going on. Like, take for instance,
night to show you the information so that you could look at it with me and double affirm the fact that much of our black press, as much as we like it, has not been honest in talking about this group of black men, for they respect it very highly and never speak negatively against it. We also know that we've had many black people who've been a member of it and have never, ever broken the code or the creed and spoken to one who was a non-member. Though they pledge and swear that their goal is to represent you, you will have a hard time believing it when they don't even seek to let you know that they who help you are. And so, in July 17th, 1990, July 18th, 1990, the Los Angeles Times did a front page story on the left column about this elite fraternity of black men were described in the article as being influential, as being somewhat like Skull and Bones at Yale. And as it said these things, I was a little in awe, as the others, Brothers in African Minds United and the Coalition Against Black Exploitation, as we all were intrigued by the fact that this group of men could have been in existence and we not know about them. And even other brothers and sisters. I remember talking to a brother who had been National Executive Secretary of Sigma, Phi Beta Sigma, been in fraternity land 37 years, had heard nothing of the Boule ever, though its founder had been a member. And so, as we began to talk about it with other people around the country, we began to realize that people didn't know about it. How you doing, Brother Warren? And
So going back to this background of the Boulé Secret Society in order to understand the foreground as to why Kobe Bryant was unalive and taken out. So the Boulé Secret Society's original logo, going back 5,000 years, half male, half female, half lion with this left paw on a skull. The present day logo of the Boulé Secret Society, which they are now headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, is the same entity, but with this right paw on an urn. So when we connect the words skull urn or urn skull, it represents that the Boulé Secret Society, their task is to be the gatekeepers of Black America in the Black diaspora. And there's over 150 chapters of the Boulé Secret Society throughout the United States, throughout the Caribbean, throughout Eastern, Central, and Western Europe. They have absolutely, Brother Apollo, no connection to the masses of the Black diaspora, either here or throughout the world. So to amalgamate, where we go from the past now to the present, May 15th, 1904, it gets deeper, with Rockefeller money from John D. Rockefeller. And as a quick side note, it was John D. Rockefeller who gave his best friend, a man by the name of Cecil B. DeMille, a $100,000 check. Now, Cecil B. DeMille, the former Hollywood director, the late Cecil B. DeMille, who had a relationship with Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood. Okay, so John D. Rockefeller gave $100,000 first to Julius Rosenwald, the founder of the Sears Roebuck Company, and later through Rosenwald gave that money to Cecil B. DeMille to give to his mistress, Margaret Sanger. And so to our listeners, you have to understand about the history of Margaret Sanger. She was a straight up racist, okay, who was sleeping with a 16-year-old girl at the time, right shortly before her death. Her name was Emma Goldman. Now, Emma Goldman wanted to overthrow the United States of America, and that's another topic for another day. So what I'm doing is laying the foundation, not just for Kobe Bryant, a Luciferian project completed, but most of all, the immaculate deception of history. We've been lied to. For the past 6,000 years, there have been manipulators whose sole intent was to manipulate the manipulated to remain manipulated. So we've been lied to. So the ancient foundation of the Boulé Secret Society now serves as the foundation for the present Boulé Secret Society. So you talk about Barack Obama, Jay-Z, who I call Gay-Z, P. Diddy, all of these people, even Louis Farrakhan is a member of Omega Psi-Phi. Now, what I just said, that's really a shock in the minds of a lot of Black people in this country and around the world. Louis Farrakhan is Boulé.
Nation of Islam.
That's right, of the Nation of Islam. Now, as a quick side note to the Nation of Islam, and we'll go into them deeper because it has a powerful interconnection, both with the Boulé and to the death of Kobe Bryant. The Nation of Islam was founded not by a Black man, but by a white British man, okay, whose parents were born in British India. When I say British India, at the time when the British Empire had colonized India, okay, many, many decades ago. So this young man, born in New Zealand, immigrated to New Jersey, okay, who they call Master Farah Muhammad, okay, a false messiah. That's Farrakhan's God. But he was born Wally Dard Ford or Wallace Ford. Now, according to the FBI, Farrakhan's God has over 1,000 different aliases. He moves to New Jersey, joins the Moorish Science Temple of America with Noble Drew Ali. Then the Moorish Science Temple of America moves to Chicago, and Farrakhan's God, okay, Wallace Dard Ford, goes to Los Angeles here and works in a restaurant, murders a man, ends up in San Quentin, okay? This is the founder of the Nation of Islam, moves to Portland, Oregon, and then eventually moves back to Chicago to join the Moorish Science Temple of America with Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali gets set up by the Chicago PD for murder, And then he gives his congregation over to this young white New Zealander who is Farrakhan's god, whom they call Master Farad Muhammad, whose real name is Wallace Dodd Ford. And then Noble Jew Ali ends up getting murdered, which forces Wallace Dodd Ford to run to Detroit, Michigan in 1933. So the immaculate deception of history starts with the Boulé Secret Society. So in order to be a part of the Boulé, you have to be chosen. And so when we get back to John D. Rockefeller giving $100,000 to one of his best friends, Julius Rosenwald, who was the creator of the Sears Roebuck Company. Now, as a quick side note, Julius Rosenwald created 5,000 Rosenwald schools in the South, black schools, and every black university throughout the South was not created by black folk. Black folk did not have that type of money, Brother Apollo. So Julius Rosenwald, his best friend, John D. Rockefeller, who then was married to a proponent of black eugenics, a woman by the name of Laura Spelman. So Laura Spelman was the creator of what is called today Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia. The all-black female college in this. These ley lines are deep. So Laura Spelman, a major proponent of black eugenics, a major proponent of black depopulation, also contributed hundreds of thousands of dollars to Cecil B. DeMille, who was sleeping with Marcus Sanger, as well as W.C. Fields sleeping with Marcus Sanger. Two of the three children of Margaret Sanger did not belong to her husband. One child belonged to Cecil B. DeMille, the other child belonged to W.C. Fields. To the average person, this is mind-blowing. So one of my favorite sayings I love to share with people, knowing enough about a subject to think you're right, but not enough about the subject to know you're wrong. In other words, and I thank God for this powerful platform, because even white America must know who the Boulés are. So the Boulé Secret Society, when you talk about esotericism, when you talk about Luciferian rites, so the Boulé Secret Society, even Kamala Harris is a Boulé, Barack Obama, Eric Holder, any black person of any political or financial power are members of the Boulé Secret Society. So the Boulés today have over 5,000 members in and around 150 chapters around the world. So one of my favorite political authors, a man by the name of Dr. Andrew Hackett, he wrote a book some years ago, Two Nations, Separate, Hostile, Unequal. He said, we have a black middle class, but it only exists at the sufferance or the mercy of white America. We decide of which how many of you are too many. So Dr. Hacker goes on to say in that book, we pick Powell, we pick Cosby, we pick Kobe, and later we pick Nipsey Hussle. If any of these men want to leave the crab barrel, they will simply be taken out. And it sounds like a Hollywood conspiracy movie, but the Boulés are vicious. If you remember, the president of South Africa, I believe, was at the White House yesterday or the day before. President Cyril Ramaphosa, who is a communist. And the reason why South Africa, quickly as a side note, is in the mess that she's in is because of this communistic, socialistic, fascist entity called the ANC. But that's another topic for another day. So the Boulés had recruited Kobe Bryant prior to his rape case. Now the question remains to be answered. Why was Kobe Bryant a target? Now, Kobe Bryant was scheduled to have his knee worked on in June of 2003, okay, in Edwards, Colorado, all right? His doctor, Dr. Richard Stedman, was his knee doctor. Dr. Richard Stedman is a member, okay, also of many of these secret societies of Phi Beta Kappa. Wait a minute now. So Phi Beta Kappa is the educational and the legal arm of the deep state, while Kappa Beta Phi is the Wall Street faction. So Dr. Richard Stedman was chosen by the late Dr. Jerry Buss, the owner of the Los Angeles Lakers, which I don't understand to this day, Brother Apollo. Why not? Why would you all just send your employee to another state?
Correct.
To have his knee worked on, and there's no knee doctors here in Los Angeles County. And so Kobe could not be controlled by the system. And so when you look at even people like Shannon Sharp, if you're out of control, they will simply set you up. And so these things happen because Kobe, including Shannon Sharp, they don't have the Holy Spirit. You know, they don't have discernment to differentiate between a lie and that which is the truth. So Kobe Bryant got caught up in a conspiracy. So Dr. Richard Stedman, who is retired now, worked on Kobe's knee. But Dr. Richard Stedman instructed Kobe to go to Eagle, Colorado, and stay in a hotel. He meets this young woman by the name of Caitlin Faber. Caitlin Faber's parents are Phi Beta Kappa. So wait a minute now. So Kobe Bryant goes to Colorado, gets his knee worked on through Dr. Richard Stedman, who's Phi Beta Kappa, while Kappa Beta Phi is the Wall Street faction, sends him to Eagle, Colorado, okay, at the Cordelia Hotel that at the time was owned by the Prisker family out of Chicago, whose governor is Jay Prisker. And I'm not blaming him for anything. And the Prisker family used to own the Mormon group, capital M-A-R-M-O-N, that in 1953 was named as the Colson Group, capital C-O-L-S-O-N, which was later changed to capital C-O-U-L-S-O-N, and later changed to the Mormon group. Now, somebody may say, well, Bishop, what does the Mormon group have anything to do with Kobe? The Mormon group previously owned the Sikorsky 76B helicopter that Kobe Bryant died on. Jay Prisker, the governor of the state of Illinois, is the former chairman of the Mormon group and was during the time of Kobe's death. So I'm going to come back to them, including the Mormon group, including Jay Prisker, later during this powerful interview. So the Boulé Secret Society, we're told, goes back at least 5,000 years, even through the time of Aristotle, Plato, and Socrates. Now, the Black Skulls and Bones, no, and I keep telling a lot of my colleagues in ministry, no African-American pastor should be a member of not just the Boulé Secret Society, of any secret society. And so there is a book that was published in 1969. You know, I love teaching. It's called The History of Sigma Pi Phi by Dr. Charles H. Wesley. Dr. Wesley said that there are the 9 Knights of the Round Table. I'm sure you heard about the story of the Knights of the Round Table. He makes mention that there are 9 knights of this Luciferic Round Table, which are the first 9 families of the 13 families who control this world, from the Rothschilds down to the Lee family, L.I., out of Hong Kong, China, who were heavily instrumental in this COVID-19 mess. So what is so powerful about this, that the 9 Knights of the Round Table represents the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, the Oppenheimers, the Bilderbergs, the Habsburgs, the Council on Foreign Relations, Trilateral Commission, Club of Rome, Committee of 300, the Hidden Hand, in the Council according to National Policy. So these families have a massive interest in the global pharmaceutical industrial complex. And I got to tell you, my friend, it does not matter what color you are. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you get in the way of profits, they will simply take you out. This is not only Kobe Bryant, a Luciferian project completed, but this is also the immaculate deception of history. And so we've been lied to concerning the death of Kobe Bryant. Los Angeles has never recovered from the death of Kobe Bryant.
What do you mean?
I think spiritually and, as far as a society, there's like this dark cloud over Los Angeles County. It's just, even the movie industry, the sports industry has never been the same. And until we get at the very root as to what happened to Kobe Bryant, this city will remain under this dark cloud. Now, again, I want to preface this. I'm not blaming anyone for the death of Kobe Bryant. Again, my responsibility is to connect the historical dots in names, times, entities, lengths, dispensations, so that your people, powerful listeners, can come up with the proper conclusion. So that 1969 book, The History of Sigma Pi Phi, the 9 families that Dr. Charles H. Wesley mentions, the first 9 out of the 13, the Rothschilds, the Oppenheimers, the Warburgs, the Rockefellers, the Astor family, the Bilderbergs, the Habsburgs, the Sassoons. They are called the Rothschilds of the Middle East. The Sassoons had pumped opium into China during the 2 Chinese Opium Wars between 1839 to 1860. And also the Li family out of Hong Kong. Yes.
That was a horrendous chapter in the Chinese history.
Chapter. And
humiliated the royal families, empires, everybody wasn't hooked.
And why would the Sassoon family do this? Correct. We have to understand that the global drug trade, I have a friend of mine who's a retired judge in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. He said to me about 6 years ago, he said, Bishop, the gross domestic product of drugs in this country, if you would shut down the legal and the illegal drug trade in this country, the United States economy will fall. Because between 65 and 70% of the GDP of its country is not on oil, okay, or gas or electricity. It's on drugs.
65 to 75.
65 to 70%. He said to me about 6 years ago, he said, Bishop, the gross domestic product of drugs in this country, if you would shut down the legal and the illegal drug trade in this country, the United States economy will fall. Because between 65 and 70% of the GDP of its country is not on oil, okay, or gas or electricity. It's on drugs.
65 to 75.
65 to 70%. And I didn't believe him at first. I said, wait a minute, explain that? He says 65 to 70% of our gross domestic product depends on the legal and the illegal drug trade in the United States. And if we would stop that, our country will fall.
So basically Big Pharma plus the drug cartels?
The drug cartels, absolutely. Later on, we're going to be talking about this character, Joe Biden, in his political rise through the BCCI Bank out of Karachi, Pakistan, out of Luxembourg, and out of London, England. And so these 9 knights out of the 13 families, from the Rothschilds to the Li family, LI out of Hong Kong, each of the first nine families are protected by a organization today that was created in 1930 called the Pan-Hellenic Greek Divine Nine. So the term pan means cornucopia. It means a two-horn demonic entity. So I don't know why that many black people, not all, but a certain percentage, they call themselves, I'm a Pan-Africanist. Well, the term pan means a two-horn cornucopia demon. And the term Africa is named after a five-star general, Leo Scipio Africanus, whose family built the underground dumb tunnels for the trafficking of children during the Roman Empire. So we got 35 million black folk calling themselves African Americans. And we got, 70%, 60% of the world of people of African-centric descent have named themselves after the name
of a demon.
Why? Because the word of the Lord says, my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They have no knowledge because they have no divine understanding. And so the term, again, Africa is a misnomer. That's not the original name of the continent. The original name of the continent is Alkebulan, which is a Coptic term meaning the Garden of Eden. So from the Rothschilds to the Lee family are protected by the 9 Black Greek secret societies of black fraternities and black sororities. Well, in the 1969 book, The History of Sigma Pi Phi, Alpha Phi Alpha protects the Rothschilds. Kappa Alpha Psi protects the Oppenheimers. Omega Psi Phi protects the Warburgs. Phi Beta Sigma protects the Rockefellers. Iota Phi Theta protects the Astor family. Alpha Kappa Alpha protects the Bilderbergs. Delta Sigma Theta protects the Habsburg family that exists to this day. Zeta Phi Beta, another Boulé secret society, protects the Sassoons. And Sigma Gamma Rho, RHO, protects the Lee family. Wait a minute now. So you have 9 black Greek letter secret societies. And if you guys heard Kamala Harris when she was in Vegas during the campaign, to my Divine Nine Sisters, what she's talking about, the Greek Pan-Hellenic Divine Nine.
She said that?
She said that. During the campaign, she spoke in Vegas, and any one of your powerful listeners can check it out on YouTube. When she says, I believe she was wearing like a black and silver dress, to my Divine Nine Sisters.
So people who don't know is like, what is she talking about?
What is she talking about? You know, and so you and I, we definitely knew what she was talking about. So from Alpha Phi Alpha to Sigma Gamma Rho, according to the History of Sigma Pi Phi in 1969, written by 33rd degree Prince Hall Mason, Dr. Charles H. Wesley, these 9 Illuminati families out of the 13 are assigned a group of the Greek Divine Nine. So Alpha Phi Alpha protects the financial interest of the Rothschilds, according to Omega Psi Phi. Kappa Alpha Psi protects the diamond in the mineral industry of the Oppenheimers. Omega Psi Phi protects the global financial markets of the Warburgs. Each of these 9 Black Greek secret societies of fraternities and sororities are built and educated not for the upliftment of their own people, Brother Apollo, but for the sustainability of a system that is keeping the entire world in a system of self-enslavement. And then people say, well, you got 9 families. How about the remaining 4, Bishop? The Medici cartel out of Italy, the Orsini cartel out of Italy, the Colonnas, and the Farnese family. These last 4 families make up the 13 families. The last four, the Medicis, the Orsinis, the Colonos, and the Farneses, they protect the four corners of the 9 Black Greek letter seeker societies who protect the first 9 families. Let me say this again.
So those 4 Italian families, they are or were involved in Vatican?
Yes, I'm so glad that you brought that up. The Medicis, the Orsinis, the Colonos, and the Farneses. Now, remember the painting of the Last Supper by Leonardo da Vinci. Now, we were taught that these men, supposedly men, were the 12 apostles. And we were taught that the individual in the middle of that 1400 painting was Jesus the Christ. But in the painting, the individual portraying Christ is not Christ himself. It's a woman by the name of Julia Farnese with the G. On her right-hand side, which would be to the left when you're looking at the painting, is not the Apostle St. John. It's her adolescent daughter, Laura Farnese, who was the illegitimate child of Pope Alexander VI. One of his sons, besides Giovanni Borgia, one of his other sons, this individual was the painting of Christ. Wait a minute now, I'm confused. Wait a minute now. Cesare Borgia, the painting from the chest on up with long hair, with a kind of a brown beige background looking like this, that's not the Christ of the Gospels. That photo was painted by Michelangelo, the second cousin, okay, of Cesare Borgia, and also the homosexual lover of both Cesare Borgia and Leonardo da Vinci, painted Cesare Borgia. And now this painting is on church walls,
correct,
temple walls, university walls, all over the world. We've been lied to. So what Da Vinci did was to add a beard to the photo on the Last Supper painting to make it look like, okay, this is Christ.
So I've heard the story that they depicted Jesus in the image of Cesare Borgia.
Yes.
Because Jesus didn't look like that at all.
At all. And matter of fact, I personally, we have a class every Tuesday and Friday called the Global Master Class on YouTube. So your powerful listeners can listen to us every Tuesday and Friday night at 8 p.m. It's called the Global Master Class. So the term, before we get to Cesare Borgia, I don't ever use the term church as in explaining the body of Christ. Prior to the 325 AD conference in Nicene, Turkey, when Constantine I and his homosexual lover, Pope Sylvester, summoned 365 bishops from around the world.
Read that once again?
The Nicene Council. Yeah. So Constantine the Great, or the First, and his homosexual lover, Pope Sylvester, they were lovers, had summoned, this is mind-blowing, 365 bishops from across the empire. That's interesting, for each day of the year, to come to Nicaea, Turkey, for the first Nicene Council to extract not only 111 books, and I want your audience to hear me today, because when we talk about the totality of the 66 books, okay, and in actuality, 45 canonical books were extracted. So we had 111 books in the beginning prior to the 325 AD conference, but it was the Vatican that extracted a 45-degree angle of God's mind, or 45 canonical books of the 4 volumes of Enoch and the books of the Maccabees, so forth and so on, including the 3 volumes of the books of Adam and Eve. So, and why did the Vatican do this? Because within those 45 books, there is no mention of the term church. In Matthew's chapters 15, 16, and 17, there's no mention because the term church was inserted after the 325 AD conference into place to replace the term body of Christ. Now, the term body of Christ is in some scriptures in the New Testament, but for the most part, we see the word church. Why? Why would Constantine do this before we get back to Kobe Bryant? Because the term church is a Vatican term, okay? It comes from the name of the Greek goddess Circe, capital C-I-R-C apostrophe E. Any one of your powerful listeners can even go on throughout online, the internet, or even Wikipedia, type in Circe, C-I-R-C apostrophe E, C-I-R-C apostrophe E, the mother goddess that absorbs all earthly energy. And so the term Circe is a Vatican term meaning church. So Christ did not say, upon this rock,
I will build a church.
I will build my church, or the mother goddess Circe. He said, upon this rock, I will build my body, and the gates on the mines of hell shall not prevail against it. So we had, not you and I, but the world has been cursing themselves with this term church, which is named after the first goddess in Greek mythology, Mother Circe, which also is a transliteration into the Latin and French term Kirke, K-I-R-K apostrophe E, which means mother goddess that absorbs energy.
So it's blasphemy.
It's blasphemy.
At the very beginning.
At the very beginning. And so that's why we have a 45-degree angle, or 45 books extracted from the first 111 books. Now we're down to 66, because these 45-degree books reveal that the term church was not in existence. The body of Christ, but not the term church, which means the goddess Circe, the one that absorbs energy. And let me go one step further in connection to Foreign East and connection to Kobe Bryant, a Luciferian project completed.
Now I wonder, speaking of they clone Tyrone, isn't Jamie Foxx part of that?
He came out looking, they were like, where's the tattoo?
Where's his tattoo on the back of his head?
They showed a picture of him.
He was in like McDonald's or Wendy's or some damn where. It looked like the clone was just testing itself out. Like, yeah, all right, I'm out. Let's see what's going on. I'm happy to be in the world. It seemed like the clone was literally testing himself out. But my thing is, where was the tattoo on the back of his head? And it just makes you wonder, like, do they do this shit to, like, play with us, to, like, see if we know, to see if we still dumb, to see how many of us are dumb, to see how many of us are brainwashed so they can know how many more to continue to brainwash? Phony has...
Please don't fuck me over, bruh. Please don't fuck me over, bruh. I literally begged that man, bruh. On the Bible, man, I begged that man and his wife not to do me like this, bro. And they literally turned around less than 48 hours later and did me exactly how I wish that they didn't, bro. And it's like, if I don't speak up and I don't tell my story and I don't shine light on this, bro, it's gonna be people still signed to them that can't get out of these deals because people be scared to speak up. And I'm getting DMs and texts from fake investigators and people trying to call me and tell me that they know where I stay. I'm getting told that these people are part of a bloodline and I gotta be careful.
Now I wonder who she was talking about. This girl seems like she gets stuck in a contract with a couple people who do not care what they need to do to suck this money out of this girl, because guess what? They sign you, they give you a bunch of money, and before you know it, you owe a nigga that owe a nigga that owe a nigga that owe a nigga that owe a nigga. So you're basically in that 360 deal, and that girl's basically trying to warn people. And I wonder who it is that she is signed to with his wife. Okay, so this person that she is signed to has a record label and he is married, right? And now you know how basically, based on what I've seen, based on what I've researched, and based on what I've presented to you guys in previous videos, a lot of the celebrities in the music industry have music labels, and they basically will sign you up. They'll go to the ghetto, the hood, and find very, very desperate young people who are looking to get signed into the music industry to become rappers, and, you know, sign them and give them money, and after a while put insurance on their head, and all of a sudden some gang related situation, they are unalived, you know. So now if you're not able, if your music is not that good, right, so they sign you, your music is not that good, they already invested in you and saw that you ain't bringing crap to the table, right? So then now the insurance policy is what's going to kick in, because once something happened to you, then they get paid for you as an artist. And what they do is they make you make music and release the music, or the ones that are not even released yet, and now once you have passed away, they are collecting the insurance money, and also they are making money off of your music, because now people are more interested in you now because you are no longer alive, right? And basically from what I was seeing, according to the whole Boulé situation, the whole Boulé group, which is run by a bunch of elite black people in the music industry, because what happened is, now this is all in my opinion, I've never met any of these people, and I've never been in any of those rooms, but in my opinion, from what I've seen, is that they sell out, and then in return they bring in more young black men who are in return going to be unalived by other young black men, and the blood of those young black men are now in their hands, but they don't care because they have no morals. They have no morals. They do not care. So you think it's like, oh, white people unaliving young black men or sending them to jail, but yeah, we also are doing the same thing to other people. Because when you are on the streets unaliving other young black men or inducting them into selling drug at a young age, where their brain is not completely developed yet, so they don't really know what they're doing, but then they're not bringing in the money that they're supposed to be bringing because they're young, you know. Now they get unalived by the ops that live next door. They're probably stealing their customers. But how did it all start? It started with the black men who started off selling drug. So it all has like, it all kind of connect, right? So while you are on the streets selling that, and mind you, before you even can join a gang, you'd have to be initiated in, which is also witchcraft, because blood in, blood out. So you're doing bloodletting kind of work, right? But we're still in the whole Boulé topic. I'm going to cover in the whole gang situation in a little bit, because at the end of the day, it's all related. They have signs and symbols and sigils to notice different things. The ones who are part of it also do throw these gang signs and symbols and all that stuff. And nothing against gangs, okay? I have nothing against them, but I do think that it is bad for the community, okay? It's bad for the community. If it wasn't there, it would be great. But unfortunately, that's what we have. I hope, you know, situation can get better. But it is winning the community. It is really, really winning the community, because if you want something to be powerful, start with the youth. And guess what? The gangs are starting with the youth. Because what happened is the moms are busy going to work because dad's not in the house. The moms are busy going to work to keep a roof over your head, so you don't have time to watch the kids, to properly educate the children. So now they have to raise themselves. So now they got to find things to entertain them. So guess what entertains them? The neighbors. The neighborhood entertains them. And that's how they end up in a situation like this. But it all starts at the very top. It starts at the top. Now, the music industry goes into the hood and find this desperate kid who is desperate to get out of the hood. Let's remember the whole movie They Clone Tyrone. It's kind of the same thing, right? They clone Tyrone, right? Who wants to get out of the hood, so you do whatever it takes. You want to be a rapper because you see that it's the best things, either be a ball player or a rapper. Now, amen. Now, I don't want to say the name properly. A certain individual that went to jail had a tattoo on the face and everything. Now, this is all in my opinion, because she was saying the rapper and his wife owns a music label. We don't know who this person is, right? We don't know who they are. But in my opinion, from reading between the lines, a certain rapper went to jail, came out a completely different person, and people are accusing them of being a clone. Now, in their music label, I've heard a lot of problematic things about the music label, right? And I've heard a lot of people being unalive a few months, years or so after they have signed in their music label. Why? Because of the music, you know, the insurance and the payout of the insurance and everything. You're worth more dead than alive. So therefore, you know, it kind of all works together. But it all starts at the very top of the people who are the gatekeepers, who controls the media, who controls the community. They get paid top dollars to control the community by bringing you low vibrational music and by bringing you low vibrational things, because in the music they're always talking about unaliving their ops, unaliving their own brothers and sisters, you know, putting it right in their face, basically incriminating their own self in their own music, right? But then when they fall, it's only them that have to deal with that. Look at the guy, what's his name, the young guy that was in court for like 2 years. He's dating Mariah the scientist. I don't remember his name, but yeah, look at all he had to go through simply because he was putting all of the things that he did and or did not do in his music. And guess what the feds is doing? Listening to your music with a notepad. Oh, you want to live this guy on this day? Oh, you did this on this day? Oh, you did that on that day? Well, I'm coming for you, kind of thing, right? But now the label, if you end up in jail, the label's going to be making money off of your music, because now either you are dead or you are in jail, and now the people are going to stream music more because now they're afraid that you're not going to put out more music, so therefore the label's making more money. And or you get unalived by an op, maybe hired, maybe murder for pay, right? Murder for hire, isn't that what they call it? By someone who wants you gone. So therefore, now you are dead. Either or, you end up in jail or you're dead. So the people who runs the jail are making money off of you, because now you're giving them free labor in jail, and you are now in the prison because now your brain is completely isolated. It's in a square box, in a box where you cannot necessarily grow, except for the only way you could grow is the agenda that they set for you in jail. They basically, you know, try to change the way that you are, how you went in. When you come out, you're a completely different person. And or you become a, how do you call this? Isn't a Muslim? What is it? The people that they go to jail and they come out, like they join the religion, the one that Kevin Gate is a part of. I don't know, but I think like they have the Quran there in jail, and that's when you start reading. So either you come out of jail a better person, or you come out of jail a, how you doing? And then now we are going to change the trajectory of the community, and the way the community was going to go. We're going to change it differently, because now we have paid you in jail, or we have done a deal with you in jail for you to get out. We're paying you this much money to get out and do this, push this message, or you get unalive in jail. Tory Lanez example, right? So now we hope that's not the case. That's not what's going to happen to Tory Lanez, but that's what it seems like it's in the way of. It's in the way to happen. I hope that's not the case though. But yeah, so it starts at the top, baby. It starts at the top. you know. So unless you open your eyes to see those small things, and people might think you're crazy for thinking outside of the box and noticing the small things, but it's the small things that starts and then it become a big thing. And by the time it become a big thing, it's too late, you know, because you're raising kids in the same community. You have no choice because that's the community that you were brought to this world in. But if we don't see the small things to try to stop the small thing while they're small, then it gets big and we cannot change it. And this is my opinion, guys. My video is almost done. Hey guys, I'm Jenny and this is Shameless Plug. So I want to tell you guys about my Crown of Success manifestation book with easy, simple rituals and spells to manifest a life of abundance in your life. And those spells are so easy, even a child can do it. So this book is filled with different spells that I've learned over the years from my family, passed down from grandma and everything. And also those are spells that I've actually tried and I know that they work. So this book not only teach you step by step on the things that you can do that are so easy that a child can do it, but it tells you like the proper moon phase to use, alchemy, manifesting with numbers, numerology, and also the days of the week that best fit for this particular spell. So it tells you the timing of when to practice the spell, the days of the week, the moon phase. It shows you all the colors of the candles that you should be using and different planets. So for example, I show you like planet Jupiter is for Thursdays and the hours of the days that you should be doing the spell. So this is an easy road opener spell. So I know a lot of people like to do like different spell work, but if your roads are blocked, of course your spells are not going to work. So it's good to unblock yourself first and then start using the spell, especially with the new years and the new days to come. And also I have some amazing spells in here. This is a powerful quick money spell. So if you're in a bind for some money and you're just trying to get some money, and I even have some easy powerful spell to win a game of chance. So if you are a gambler, now I don't promote gambling, but if you are a gambler and you're just trying to make some money and trying to make sure you win, these spells will definitely help you. It tells you the best days to do it. So it says the best days to perform this spell is on a Thursday, Jupiter day. Jupiter is the planet of good fortune, luck, and expansion. Jupiter is the best day to perform spells that boost luck and increase your chance of success in any game of chance or any money spell, period. It has a list of so many spells that you can incorporate in your life with this new year to bring prosperity. And I even put some bonus spells on here, which for Saturday is a day to do like protection work. So I have a spell for like send back to senders. So I put some bonus spells on here, and then a protection with Archangel Michael. So there's so many spells on here. Removing the evil eye spell, so you can remove evil eye in your money and also in your everyday life. New Year home blessing spell, and I know it's been a few days since the new year started, but you can always do a home blessing spell any days of the week. As long as you need it, you could do it. So anyways, guys, this is my book. It's called Crown of Success by Jenny, and it's available on Amazon, the ebook and also the physical copying. So please grab a copy if you're interested in supporting this channel. This is a way to support the channel and to support me as well for putting out, you know, content every day for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book, and I hope you go and grab your copy, whether it's the ebook or the physical copy. I say have a physical copy, but it's really up to how much, you know, your wallet and what you can afford. So anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye. Mwah.